All right, It Begins 2012. If anybody haven't noticed this yet, the little Twitter icon on Raw and SmackDown has flickered this past two episodes and shown us that youtube.com/itbegins2012 is apparently going to be setting up a return of some sort. Now, the reason I say return instead of a new debut is in the video, which involves a creepy little kid writing on a piece of paper. I don't know what he's writing, but I assume you're not supposed to know yet. Talking about a familiar face getting back what's his. My first thought ran immediately to The Undertaker, and then I started thinking, what if it was Chris Jericho? Now, I also thought, with all the Armageddon talk and 2012 being the Mayan calendar thing, even though that's December, not January 2nd of 2012, that the first wrestler that comes to my mind outside of Undertaker when you're talking about death and Armageddon and all this kind of stuff would be Kane. But Kane had a pretty interesting promo earlier on Raw of the mask that everybody loves and wants to return with. So I'm kind of ruling Kane out here, although it's a possibility. I'm clearly ruling out Hate Vanson because that didn't happen in the first place.
That was
I'm
actually a pretty cool promo,
the
but
Hate
I
Vanson
understand
one.
why. Yeah, I trained with the guy, by the way, as well.
Ah,
Just add that in there.
a little plug for him. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking Jericho or Undertaker, and I want to point something out ahead of time that one of my readers pointed out to me, and I thought was a very astute observation. The January 2nd idea, and this went completely over my head. If you put that in the certain, because some people adjust dates differently, the way that I'm most familiar with, it goes, January 2nd, 2012. A lot of other people, especially in different countries from the United States, go for the 2nd of January, 2012. If you end up going with 2nd of January, 2012, then you get 2J. Now, the year of 2012, of course, starts with a Y, Y2J, year 2010, plus the 2nd of January and all that kind of nonsense. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards Jericho because of that. And there's still the possibility of Undertaker, but that little comment is really sticking to me. And Mila, not sure how to pronounce it, but however you pronounce it from the website, thanks for pointing that out because I thought it was a very good observation.
You know, WrestleZone had that same observation, just saying
Oh, well done.
she could have just copy and paste it,
She
but
could have, or he could have. I don't know, but
that's a rather astute copy and paste.
if he or she copied and pasted it, thanks for copy and pasted it because it opened my mind. If you thought of it on your own, awesome job.
Mind
Uh,
blown.
so, are you thinking Jericho? Or are you thinking Undertaker? Or are you thinking we're going to see the return of Henry O. Godwin? What's going on?
I think it's a rather intense promo, but I'm looking at WWE Network for that. But it could be Taker's return. You know, it's I just don't see him returning though until WrestleMania, truthfully, which is in April. So
Well,
we
he's got
would
to
really,
return ahead of time at some point to be able to build something. But I was assuming naturally that the very earliest he would show up would be Royal Rumble, and more than likely that Kane would show up at the Royal Rumble and Undertaker wouldn't show up until afterward.
but I'm thinking they're looking at build at the moment because you need to give one big star at a time. You know, so having Kane debut first or re-debut first would be my my idea of doing things, and have Taker come in at a later stage to set up his feud with whoever he's having a program with, which most would have probably thought John Cena, but they're probably going to go with someone else this time around. But for this video, I'm still, if they do re-debut Taker, then we need to see a bit more of it before we can actually make a total decision. I'm rather on the fence about Jericho because I don't think Jericho is actually going to be coming back at all. because of what's happening between him and the WWE. They
I'm thinking that
apparently
might
all
be a red
broke.
herring though, because the
Well,
last
they
time
all
that
broke
Jericho
down because of
returned,
money at the moment because they don't feel that he's worth the same amount of money as a Dave Batista, Mr. Jiu Jitsu.
the last time that Jericho had his return, he was claiming that there wasn't a chance he was going to return, that he was doing other things, and then of course he ended up popping up on the night. And another little connection between them, Jericho first shows up in WWE as the Millennium Man, and he's got his little uh, tech-based kind of intro to his character. Second time he shows up, it's the whole Save Us program, which has an amazing song built into it, Interfere, which I used as my ringtone, and I've used ever since that promo came out. And then now we've got this thing that's interrupting the Twitter feed by having the static and everything like that. So it's another tech-based thing, and
It all
what
does
throws
point to
you off,
Jericho.
but what throws you off about it is the whole talk about Apocalypse. Now, that's kind of what makes it 50-50 between Taker and Jericho to me, because you seem like you're starting off with Jericho and then you're going into Undertaker, but I can't see Undertaker coming back this soon. It's just, it doesn't
Could be a
register in my
hybrid.
mind.
Could be a Jerry Taker.
If they could figure out how to do that, it would be one awesome wrestler.
Just
The
splice the two.
last Codebreaker.
It ends
Um,
up being Michelle McCool,
well, that would be the Faith Breaker then, I guess.
the Armageddon of the Divas division.
Oh God,
Uh,
what if it is that? Because she actually had been talking about returning.
oh,
Oh, I hope that
please
that's not
no.
the case. I mean, I like Michelle, but I hope that that's not. I'm hoping for
I
something
think she
else.
should stay retired. I don't want her back. No offense.
Not
It's
even
just
to look at.
no. She she was never attractive for me. I would take Layla anytime over Michelle McCool.
Well, I would take Layla any time, period. But still,
Exactly.
I would do the same with Michelle McCool, outside of
No, no.
Undertaker killing me.
I, I would literally would. I'll do the whole beautiful people, including Angelina Love, before I even do Michelle McCool, because Michelle McCool is just
Well, someone
yeah,
else that people are talking about with this promo, and
yeah.
I don't believe in it whatsoever, is Brodus Clay. Now, Brodus is somebody who I
Yeah,
like, and Brodus has been getting pushed back over and over and over again when
because
he's
he
supposed to
can't find out how to
re-debut.
get out under that bed.
Yeah, was it Botch Spot? Is that the name of the website?
Yeah, the monster under the bed routine because
Very
he
funny
said that in the
comedy.
promo. So he's now the monster's bodyguard.
But if they keep pushing his re-debut back as they've been doing for the past month, he might end up re-debuting on January 2nd when he's not even supposed to. But I don't think that it's him. I'm still, if you put a gun to my head and you said who is he going to be, I would say Jericho.
The promo is way too creative to waste on someone like Clay. I'm sorry to say this. Clay, he's probably going to be something huge for the WWE at some point.
He already is huge,
Yep, no, but you know what I mean.
literally.
He's probably going to end up like being something big in the mid card to main event. Used as fodder at one point for John Cena to show how uber powerful he is.
Get the collie push.
Yeah, but I doubt we're going to see him in something that creative because that's just a waste of a good promo. Because at the moment, what they need to do is just build the guy up. So his little "I'm the monster under your bed" share promos are fine compared to what they're doing now. If I, could put my money on it, I would say Jericho too, just because it's way too creative to have something for Taker. Taker's usually just dark and disturbing, even though it has some very apocalyptic elements to it.
If it starts
Anyway,
playing any Johnny Cash, then we know who it is. But
yeah, you never know; it might get changed again to like Dave Batista. You never know; he might re-debut looking as steroidy as he ever had, burst a blood vessel, and then leave again.
he
So,
re-debuts as the Leviathan.
oh god, no!
Yeah,
The only Leviathan he has is probably in his pants.
I'm definitely going with Jericho, at least at the moment. I'm sure on Monday they're going to do another promo, and it's probably going to have everybody talking again. And I'm sure we're going to cover it up until January 2nd when we end up figuring out for sure who it is. But
Uh,
I'm expecting Kane for his promo to be back around TLC, maybe Royal Rumble, but definitely not after Royal Rumble. He's
do
going
you
to show
think
up
he's
at
going to
the
be
Royal
in
Rumble at the
with the
very
mask
latest.
though?
I really
Because you
hope
know that,
so.
yeah, because they had that whole mask burning promo. I thought they were just going to have it without the mask. That was a symbol of the mask is gone or something like that. But a lot
It
of
could
people are
be.
talking that he might be wearing a mask of some sorts again.
I'm thinking Kane comes back either before the January 2nd or he comes back at the Royal Rumble itself. And Jericho for January 2nd. I don't think Undertaker's coming back until maybe the Raw after Elimination Chamber. I think he needs probably a little bit more time to rest, and I'm still kind of hoping that we go with Wade Barrett versus Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm
So,
hoping it's somebody new or even Brodus Clay. You never know. Brodus might actually get put in that spot because they're going to build him up to be a monster heel. So
so
why
if
not?
they do in fact have the standard Elimination Chamber match, they need all of the people for that they can. But at the same time, SmackDown's got enough people that can fit in that. So you've got your Mark Henry, Big Show, Randy Orton, Christian will probably be fine by then.
D. Bryan,
Sheamus, Wade Barrett, yeah, D. Bryan. You've got enough
Layla,
people on here that you don't need Undertaker to be in this Elimination Chamber match. It'll be much better if Undertaker wrestles his first match back at WrestleMania or the Raws leading up to it. So I'm kind of expecting at the moment that we see Wade Barrett get cheated out of the Elimination Chamber, bitch and complain about it, and somehow lead to a feud with Undertaker between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania.
I
And
think he just
for
comes out and says it that he just wants Taker.
possibility. So
You know,
I'm
or
I'm definitely going with Jericho here. And I might end up changing my mind next week, but for the information that I've got right now, I gotta go with Jericho. I'm putting
or the re-debut of Muhammad Hassan. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah.
hey, this is a better theme than off the chain.
Oh, definitely.
So what we're gonna do next week is talk a little bit more about It Begins 2012. And there might be a little surprise next week. I'm not too sure, but one of the things that we're going to be doing this month is it's time for the best and worst of 2011 awards. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet, but I want all of you to go to smarkoutmoment.com, find any kind of means to do this. I'm going to try to put up a post if I can that can accomplish this, but there's the chat bar on the side. There's the comments. You can email me through the contact form. You can send me a message on the channel, tweet me at Tony Mango or at Smark Out Moment. There's a lot of ways that you can get a hold of me here, but I want you guys to start talking about your choices for the best and the worst of 2011 in WWE. Now, there's a lot of different categories. You can look back at the best and worst 2010 awards to see the categories that are going to be done. But there's going to be a special edition of Smack Talk coming up sometime within the next few weeks. I'm not too sure yet which day, actually, but we'll be going through somewhere around like 20 awards for the whole year. So stay tuned for that. Next week, we're going to be talking hopefully about some TLC matches that are going to be announced. A little bit about It Begins 2012, whatever the next thing is. Maybe if they do another Kane one. Not too sure. Hopefully, not any more stuff about Matt Hardy for his sake, at
D.
very least.
Bryan, he's in my fave five.
So we will see you next week. Anything else you want to say, Mike?
Yeah, as always, check out my blog, Nerd Genius, at mikeburhan.blogspot.com. That's mikeburhan.blogspot.com. Check out my official website, which should be up by the end of this week, michaelburhan.com. And as always, keep watching wrestling. Leave comments on anything that you guys want to talk about. Even if you want to leave some comments about Ring of Honor, CZW, one of the independent feds, leave some comments. Tell us to check them out. We anything that can end up on this show um, can be left by the users, and most of all, subscribe, like the show, or or dislike, depending on where you are. Just don't dislike it because you're coming onto it thinking that you're going to watch Survivor Series or something, other WWE pay per view. And just take care and spike your bleach blonde hair.
This has been a Smark Out Moment, and we're being counted out. See you next time.
Outro! Outro! At last we finished the show.